Guys, we got major news signaling that companies might be all shifting towards Bitcoin. Let me tell you what we're talking about. Let's talk about Microsoft first. Michael Saylor is actually going to advocate for Bitcoin at Microsoft's next board meeting. And he's going to offer to educate Rumble CEOs as well. More on that later. So what's happening is that we know that Microsoft is going to vote on whether or not to buy Bitcoin at their next board meeting. And I think things are trending towards yes, even though the board actually doesn't, the executive team does not want you to vote for them to actually buy Bitcoin. But Michael Saylor has a lot of pull. Why? Because MicroStrategy's buy-in point or average buy-in is $39,000 and he's over 100% profit. And the big Microsoft investors are probably looking at that and going like, we'd like over 100% profit. So they're probably going to say yes. So it's going to be a 3-minute presentation by Michael Saylor to the Microsoft board. He only gets a 3-minute presentation, but we know Michael Saylor. He's going to show them the money and they're going to like the money. However, I think the bigger news is Rumble. Yes, Rumble's not nearly as big as Microsoft, but they're actually eyeing buying Bitcoin. And just because they're thinking about buying Bitcoin, their stock prices rose 9%. That's going to affect other investors. They're going to want to urge that their companies actually think about or at least buy some Bitcoin so the stock rises up, at least temporarily. You know that investors like short-term price rises. They can arbitrage on that and they can take advantage of that, especially the big players. So when they actually see these short-term profits and fairly large short-term profits, now you might not think 9% is really all that much, but let me tell you something. To these big investors, 9% is a lot of money. 9% over a couple of weeks, that's killer profit. That's the kind of profit they want and that they're actually looking for. They see Rumble going up because they're thinking about buying Bitcoin. They see the price of, they see the MicroStrategy having over 100% profits in Bitcoin. And they're going to want in on that, both short-term and long-term. Short-term, just in this kind of bull market scenario where like, oh, we're buying Bitcoin, stock immediately goes up, they can sell for profit. Or in the long-term, look at MicroStrategy, hold for 4 years, get over 100% profit. They're really going to like that. And Bitcoin just hit a record high of 94,000 earlier today. And if Rumble moves forward and their stock continues to surge up, then other companies, big and small, are going to look at that. So I think Microsoft, and especially Rumble, is the start of a trickle. And a trickle that will probably turn into an avalanche. So the thing is, like, I'm still sticking with my prediction of 150K. I still think that's around the most likely scenario. However, I don't actually think something like 300K is actually out of the question now because of like how much profit Bitcoin can actually get. And hopefully, Rumble is a competitor to YouTube, and hopefully Google will see this and maybe they'll want to buy some Bitcoin as well. And if they want to buy some Bitcoin, maybe, just maybe, they'll stop trying to ban every crypto channel out there and they'll be more favorable to crypto and maybe even some crypto faucet websites. So this could be a whole turning of the guard with Rumble stock going up 9% just because the founder might buy some Bitcoin. That signals that these investors in these companies want their companies to buy Bitcoin. They might not want to touch Bitcoin themselves, but they want the companies that they're actually invested in to have exposure to Bitcoin, especially the technology companies, because they see that's where the money is. And even though they're too scared to have direct involvement in Bitcoin, they want their investments to have that Bitcoin potential. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.